Captain's log. Stardate 313-2022.1219. Welcome aboard the Starship Anonymous. In this episode, I'm going to be showcasing a script that I put together on Tabletop Simulator for the system that came out last year called Stargrave. For those of you who aren't familiar with Stargrave, if you're familiar with Frostgrave, it's basically a sci-fi version of that game. However, everything's been revamped for a sci-fi type genre. What I love about this system is the difference of crews that you can see. Like, you can have someone from Star Trek fight somebody from Firefly, or even do battle with some, Star Wars people if you wanted to. It's a miniatures agnostic system, and I've been really diving into it. We're going to be starting a narrative for this pretty soon, but without further ado, because I could ramble on about this all day, I'm just going to showcase the table that I have and the crew creator system that I have. So the first things first, if you look, I've got a miniature that has been imported from Hero Forge. Hero Forge we're actually affiliated with, so here's a little plug. In the link below, you will see an affiliate link, and if you click that, you can actually make a miniature from their website, get one sent directly to you, to your house, a physical miniature, or even a digital one for tabletop use like you're seeing before you in this virtual tabletop. And not only do you get the physical miniature or virtual miniature, but you're also contributing directly to this channel. But as you can see before you, right now, if you right-click on them, name and description are empty. So the first things first is we're going to decide what kind of captain we want this to be. So let's see here. First of all, we know he's going to be the captain. So let's put him in the captain bag. And by pulling him out of the captain bag, you will see that it changes his stats to the base captain stats, straight out of the Stargrave manual. Okay, and since this guy looks pretty Star Trek-esque, we're going to make him into a techer. So first we're going to go down to his description. Now the way Lua does text is a little weird, so there might be a little bit of an offset when you go to alter the stats. But let's go to Will. So Will is a +2. We're going to test for that offset. Yeah, see, it's an offset. So to solve this offset, this is just a way Lua and Tabletop Simulator handles text when there is coding, like there are for the color changes and whatnot. You're going to want to offset it by 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and that will get rid of the 3. And we will update that to a +2, so 3 + 2 = 5. And then we get to choose 2 of the following: 1 move, 1 fight, 1 shoot, or 1 health. So I think what we'll do is we'll give him another health. So once again, we're gonna offset it by 4. So we're after the 6 right now. You can see our cursor there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're gonna increase that, change that from a 6 to a 7. So he has 17 health. And the last thing we'll do, I think Star Trek will set those phasers from stun to kill. So we'll go to shooting, 1, 2, 3, 4, and boom. Okay, and you can see his stats are now correct. Now I know that seems like a little complicated to have to go in there and offset it like that. Luckily though, that is the only time you'll have to do that. The rest of the time, you'll be able to just throw it into a bag, pull it out, and you'll be good. And we'll move on to that right now. Okay, so right after you alter those stats, you have to make sure that you finalize those scores. And there is a bag right here in orange named Finalize Scores. So we're just going to take the captain and throw him in that bag. Pull it out. And also make sure that you pull it out quickly, otherwise you have a chance of grabbing the bag. The reason I don't have these locked is because you can't throw a mini into a bag if it is locked. You can do search and then drag it in, but that's a pain in the ass. Just make sure that you pull the miniature out quickly and you should be good. Okay, and as you can see here, he is ready for gear. Alright, so this captain, he's wearing a blue shirt, and I'm a Star Trek fan, so I would say he's probably a medic. So let's give him a med pack. So Captain, Medikit, pull him out, and then you can see that a Medikit has been added. And it also has a nice descriptor telling you the basics of it. It's not going to tell you all the contingencies, obviously, so you're going to want to refer to the book, but it gives you a nice summary of the power or equipment in question. Okay, so he's definitely going to need a weapon, and I said he had a phaser before. You know what? Just for fun, let's give the phaser flamethrower stats, you know, because why not? It's, you know, it's a game, and just because it's not a quote-unquote flamethrower doesn't mean that it can't have the stats of one. So once again, we're setting those phasers from stun to kill, and the flamethrower has now been added to our captain. Now you'll notice that he has 2 gear slots, and the Medikit has 1 gear slot. So because he's a captain, he has 6 gear slots total, so we have 3 left. Now I'm a fan of combat armor, but that takes up 2 slots and doesn't really make sense thematically to me for a captain. So let's give him something else. We'll give him light armor, which leaves us with 2 slots, and I think it would be a pretty good idea for him to have deck and picks, just so he can open up whatever he might come across in battle. So, deck and picks. And you can see all of those stats have been added to the miniature. Now we're gonna go over and drop him into finalized gear. Now, if for whatever reason you do screw it up and you want to clear the entire miniature, go ahead and drop it into the clear all bag. This will delete not only the name, but the description. So be careful, don't accidentally put it in there. And the clear description just gets rid of the description, so it keeps the name the way you want it. And as you can see, our captain is now ready for the powers. So if you scroll over to the Techer section, you can see that our core powers are anti-gravity projection, data jump, data knock, data skip, drone, electromagnetic pulse, holographic wall, and transport. So the way that it works for our captains is that they get to choose 3 or 4 core powers and then 1 or 2 non-core powers. So I'm going to just I don't want to go into all the specifics, so for brevity's sake, I'm just going to give him the first 3 abilities that he has on this list: anti-gravity projection, data jump, and data knock. Which is here: anti-gravity projection, data jump, and data knock. And that's 3 of the abilities. As you can see, they've all been added on the list. Now I get to choose 2, because I chose 3 of the core powers, so that leaves me with 2 non-core powers. And I think I'm going to go with Bribe and Command. Both very good abilities for your captain. And now your captain is done. So you can see here, Captain Carl is all taken care of. He is completely finished. Now you would go through your first mate and go through the similar process, altering the gear, drop him in the first mate bag instead, and do the character creation normally for a first mate, though. The first mate, of course, has some slight differences, like he only gets 2 or 3 core powers and 1 or 2 non-core powers. And slightly less on his stat array, and only starts at level 0 instead of 15. But other than that, the character creation process is exactly the same as far as the bags go. Alright, so now we'll grab one of his clones here. And you know what, I don't like the fact that you're a trooper. I don't want you to be a trooper. As you can see, it is measuring the distance. This is a very useful tool as a side tip. Just right click, go to toggles, and measure movement. If this is unchecked, just check it, and you'll be able to, every time you click it up, it will show you that. Just a nice little tidbit. But yeah, I don't like the fact that he's a trooper. I don't want him to be a trooper, so I'm just gonna throw him in the clear all bag. And now he's blank. So let's see, what do I want to make him? Well, he's a red shirt, so he's probably gonna die in combat. So I think what I will do is I'll just make him a lowly recruit. That way, you know, if he does die, he's replaceable. And as you can see here, recruit, all of the stats. Since these don't change, you don't have to worry about swapping anything out. But yeah, that's essentially the character creation system. Of course, you would go through, spend your credits the way you normally would, and then add the other 7 miniatures for your crew, and you're done. So easy peasy lemon squeezy. I am going to make this available on the workshop. I am going to delete this though, because I bought the book and I don't want people to have access to the book without paying for it. So be sure to support the creators of Stargrave. It's a great system, and check it out. You will also notice that I am also working on some cards here. These are basically I found the power cards that they have in the book to be a little lackluster, so I kind of wanted to spruce them up. I bought a template for Photoshop and started adding some Stargrave stuff to it, and because I'm affiliated with Hero Forge, I use those for the pictures. So let's flip this over and check it out. As you can see here, here is Coordinated Fire, one of the abilities that I'm working on. I'm not done. I'm only making the powers that the players have for sake of ease, because there are a lot of powers in Stargrave. But yeah, these will be available because they are just provided tooltips for the game. So look forward to that. They're not done yet, but they will be implemented in the future. So thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like this and like this kind of content, be sure to like, subscribe, and let me know below. And until next time, toodaloo.